Children aged 6 to 10 lived through the pandemic in a very particular way. They were old enough to notice what was happening, old enough to miss their friends, old enough to feel the fear in the air, but still too young to truly understand it. They lived in the middle, aware, but not equipped. These were the years when confidence grows, friendships deepen, and children start to understand who they are in the world. But for this generation, those years were interrupted. Not erased, not ruined, just reshaped in ways that still echo today. Many children in this age group felt the world change overnight. School stopped, play stopped, birthdays disappeared, routines vanished, adults were stressed, the news was frightening, and children absorbed all of it without the emotional tools to make sense of what they were feeling. Emotionally, many of these children were suddenly navigating a world that felt unsafe. Some developed a quiet, constant sense of worry that sat beneath everything they did. Some became more anxious, their faces always holding a hint of concern. Others retreated into themselves, becoming unusually quiet and withdrawn, as if trying to shrink away from the chaos. Some became incredibly sensitive, crying at the smallest things. And others became more reactive, snapping or lashing out over moments that never used to bother them. These weren't signs of bad behavior. They weren't defiance. They were the outward signs of children carrying emotions they didn't yet have the words for. Fear, confusion, loneliness, frustration, a deep sense of insecurity, all held inside small shoulders that were never meant to carry so much. Socially, friendships were put on pause. Playgrounds were empty, swings hung still, slides gathered dust. Children who were once confident suddenly felt awkward and unsure. After months of isolation, returning to groups felt overwhelming, like being thrown into the deep end without knowing how to swim. Some forgot how to start conversations. Some felt behind their peers. Some felt different, like they no longer fit in. They weren't lacking social skills. They simply hadn't had the chance to practice them. In school, many children lost their learning rhythm. Online classes, hybrid models, sudden closures, everything felt unpredictable. Learning became disjointed, like trying to complete a puzzle with missing pieces. Some struggled to concentrate. Some lost confidence in their abilities. Others became perfectionistic, terrified of making mistakes after so much instability. Many began doubting themselves, not because they lacked potential, but because the world around them had been unpredictable for so long. For children of key workers, the experience was even more complex. Some only saw their parents on video calls. Some watched their mom or dad leave the house every day when the world felt dangerous. Others felt the emotional distance created by exhaustion and long shifts. They didn't understand the reasons. They only felt the absence. And that shaped their sense of safety in quiet but powerful ways. And some children experienced loss. Grandparents, teachers, neighbors, family friends. They were old enough to feel the pain, but too young to understand it. Their grief showed up as anger, clinginess, withdrawal, regression, or sudden changes in behavior. These weren't attention-seeking moments. They were children grieving in the only ways they knew how. Now these children are older. Many of them are in late primary school, early secondary school, or just stepping into their teenage years. And the echoes of the pandemic still appear in everyday moments. Persistent anxiety, social hesitation, big emotional reactions, fear of change, difficulty trusting stability, or a lingering sense of feeling unsure of themselves. These aren't signs of weakness. They're the understandable responses of children who lived through something big without having the tools to fully process it. So what helps them now? Simple, steady support, predictable routines, warm, patient adults, clear emotional language, gentle social practice, reassurance that mistakes are safe, opportunities to rebuild confidence at their own pace, and time to grow, time to heal, time to rediscover who they are beneath the worry. If your child is struggling, it doesn't mean you did anything wrong. You navigated something extraordinary, and your child isn't behind. They're adapting to a world that changed during the years they were still learning how to be themselves. Thank you for watching this episode. Next, we'll explore the children who were old enough to understand the pandemic, but young enough that it shaped their identity in ways they're only now beginning to recognize. If this series is helping you make sense of things, I'd love for you to subscribe, share, or leave a comment. Your story matters here.